Hello, 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 this is the DiaryCast, and I'm Anthea, and I'm singing to you on 18th of 4th of 2021. How are you? Hi, good morning or afternoon, because it is 1 o'clock in the day. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. That was just a little singing melody from me from this grayish morning. I usually, whenever I check the sound mic, make sure everything's plugged in and working, I always do a little musical hello, hello. And then I delete it, and then I do the cast. And I thought, do you know what, we'll just go right into it. I did do my test beforehand, but I thought we'll just go right into it. So, as I said, today is the 18th of the 4th of, it's April, and we're about the halfway point, over the halfway point? Yeah, over the halfway point of the month. So, what's been happening? I don't know. I haven't been watching the news this week, so I don't know what's been happening. I hope things are good, but they're probably not. But I have good news this week. My mother and father have finally gotten their first dose of the vaccine. Yay! Woohoo! They got it yesterday. So now my mother is recuperating from the side effects, and my father is grando fando. Not bother on him. So that is just, I think that's just, for me anyway, it's fantastic news. I'm very, very happy. It's very relieved that they finally have that going. So their next dose is in early May, and we cannot wait until they are both fully vaccinated, and maybe in 2 years I can get vaccinated. That would be great. I would love that. So what have I been doing this week? And that's the main thing about this DiaryCast now, isn't it? I feel like I'm kind of rushing today because it's Sunday, so that's Sunday dinner day, and I'm taking over cooking duties for my mother. So I literally have a window of half an hour to get this recorded before I have to go back downstairs and do dinner things and look after a day. And I'm taking the chance to get it done before I have to go back downstairs, because if I don't, I just won't have the time the rest of the day, really, because then I have to edit and yada yada yada. Editing takes so long, guys. Editing takes so long. Like, I don't mind editing, I can edit, I hope I can edit, but it just takes so long. At the moment, I'm working on my one YouTube video of the day of the month, and it is a drawing video. I did a lovely ink drawing on camera, and it's just taking ages to edit. It's just the longest part. So I think I filmed it on Thursday, and I'm still editing it, and I don't know if I probably shouldn't edit today. I should probably just do the DiaryCast and just enjoy the rest of the actual day, but we'll see, because I really do want to get it done. I want to have it up for my Patreons, and then I want to send it off to the actual world on Wednesday, hopefully, maybe. We'll see how it goes, but it takes a lot of work, and I'm always constantly worried, is this too long? Is this edited right? Is this funny? Is this even interesting? Should I even have these parts in, and yada yada. And it's just kind of really hard to know exactly what is working and what's not working, because though I have a few people who do watch my videos, I love yous, you're brilliant, I don't get a lot of feedback on the videos, and it's just kind of really hard to know what's hitting right, what's not hitting right, what really people just don't want to see at all, because no one's telling me. So I don't know, I'm just literally going on my own judgment here. Like, I don't know, maybe when things pick up, I'd be getting like way more feedback than I ever actually wanted, and I'll just be complaining about getting too much feedback all the time. But for the moment, I would love a bit of feedback. It'd be great. That'd be so helpful. Thanks very much, guys. Yeah, so new video coming out next week. Looking forward to that. What else has been going on this week? since I've been back, I finished my social media break, and I have been back on like things like Twitter and stuff. I have been promoting a whole lot more. I have finally dived into using Twitter's scheduled tweets. So I literally just scheduled a whole bunch of promotional tweets to go out through the month, and I'm going to do the same next month, and that's just how I'm going to try promoting from now on, because I just don't think, I don't do it enough myself, or I'm too scared to do it myself. It's a whole bunch of things. So I thought I'll just schedule a bunch of tweets, so then I'll forget it, and then the promoting will just happen and I will be fine and grand. It's been going well, I think. I've been doing I'm promoting a few different things, videos, art, the comic, obviously, Patreon, because I have loads of things to promote, unfortunately. And so I've just been doing like 1 or 2 tweets on different days, and I think it's working. I've definitely been getting a lot more like retweets and tweets, likes and all that on these promotional posts. So if people are actually checking out the things that I'm promoting, that will be the best part of the success, now wouldn't it? So we'll see how it goes. I'm going to keep doing it for another few months and see if it is actually helping whatsoever, because I have the content coming out. Really all I just need more is promoting. It's doing me headed. Though, with all the talk of promoting, my Etsy shop, since it's free and opening, has I've reached my 70 sales. I don't know what the extra 70th, I don't know. 70 sales on Etsy, and that's awesome. Now, don't get me wrong, it hasn't been since I've reopened like a couple of weeks ago. It's been full. It's suddenly 70. No, that's from when the shop originally opened way back when, and I've reached 70, and now finally. And it took a while, but it's a cool landmark, and I'm quite happy with that. So I'm looking forward to reaching to 100. Probably gotta do something like special for that. Like I might do a sale, or I might do like a giveaway. I could do both for like a week or something and see how that goes. I think that would be cool. So yeah, but like I've gotten a few sales in the last couple of weeks, and that has been really great. I think all the modifications and all the relistings and all the research that I did has made a huge difference from when I had the shop open originally. There's definitely been way more eyes on the Etsy shop and way more people buying things, and it's really cool is that a lot of people, I think I've only sold one fan art related print since, but loads of people have been buying the original stuff, buying the books, buying the bookmarks, buying the badges and stuff, all based on original stuff. I only have like maybe 4 or 5 fan art related prints sold on my shop, and everything else is all my original stuff, and it's really, really cool that people are more interested in buying the original stuff rather than the fan art, because like I would love to completely phase out fan art related stuff in the future. Like I have nothing against selling fan art whatsoever. Fan art when I do conventions is my bread and butter, and I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with selling it at a convention as long as you are drawing it yourself. You know, you're not just copying and pasting a random official image put on paper and then selling it like that. As long as you are like completely drawing it yourself, I don't think there's anything wrong with it, and it has always been my bread and butter at conventions. So you're not going to be hearing any anti-fan art rhetoric from me. Just for myself in my personal growth in like brands and art and all that malarkey, I'd love to be purely selling fan art stuff, and I'd love to have that step in at a physical convention, being able just to sell my own work, my own original brand and art and books and Dust Bunny stuff and all that type of stuff, and only be selling that at conventions and still making like the same or more of a profit as I did back when I was selling conventions. It's been nearly like it's been more than a year, and I'm very scared it's coming close to 2 years now since I've actually sold at a convention, which is very sad. I'm not going to try and get into it all again like before, but like I would do like 10 or more conventions every year, which to me feels like a lot because I'm in a smaller country, so there isn't that as many conventions at say bigger countries, and I do go to I usually just go to England to do conventions over there as well, and it's just been so long since I've had a convention. So one day, we'll be back one day, but it's just going to be very strange. It's going to feel really weird the first few conventions, just being surrounded by so many people. Ooh. I kind of hope that masks become just like a common thing, to be honest. Like it becomes more acceptable to wear a mask when you're feeling sick or if you have allergies and that stuff, and it just becomes commonplace just to wear a mask. Because like I know that's kind of common in places say like Japan or China. If you even have a bit of a flu or a cough, they would wear a mask. It's just a normal thing to do, and I'd love that to kind of pick up here. I think it'd be really good, and I think it'd probably save people getting con flu and feeling sick and gross after a convention. Yeah, I miss conventions. I do. I miss conventions. I miss seeing my friends. I'm not sorry. Sorry. I'm not doing that again. Stop. Okay. What else has been going on this week? I went to the beach. It was so nice. Ireland has lifted its 5k to 20k. So there is a beach within 20k of my house, and myself and my brother took the dog, Lance, over to a beach to see if he would swim, because he'd never been to the beach before and he'd never swam in a big things of water like the ocean or a lake before. And we thought, hey, he's a Springer Spaniel, they're a water dog, he'll be super into it, he'll have so much fun, he'll love it, he'll take to the water like a Springer Spaniel. No, he hated it. He did not like being in the ocean whatsoever. We managed to get him in once. He had a little swim for like 2 seconds, and then he was out like a light, and he just would not get back in. Didn't like it whatsoever. I think it was kind of a mix between it being very cold and that he doesn't really like getting water on his face. So I think when he went it the first time, he went full in and then out again, and he was swimming fine, but I think he swallowed a bit of water as well when he first got in, so I think that just completely deterred him for the rest of the beach trip. So he pretty much decided he just wanted to cause chaos on the beach because he wasn't going to go swimming, and he was just, he wanted to play with every single dog there. Thankfully, Lance is an extremely gentle and passive dog. He has never he doesn't bark, he doesn't bite. The only problem with him is he's very he's still kind of puppyish, so he's very energetic, and he just wants to be friends with every dog, so he doesn't quite know his manners. So when he gets a bit too hyped up, he stays on his leash and he just has to behave. He doesn't he's getting this training and he does know his basics, but sometimes his basics aren't as interesting as other dogs. So he just decides that I don't want to listen. I want to go play with other dogs. So he just has to stay on his leash, and that's just it, really. But the beach was fun. I was able to go in the ocean. I didn't get to really swim. We're kind of really concentrating on the dog a lot, so I didn't get to go out and have a proper swim. But I went above belly deep into the water, and that was nice. It was very cold. My joints got quite sore because I'm old and we have joint problems all the time, apparently. But I didn't get to have a proper swim. It was really nice though, especially once you got used to the water. It was nice to just be in the water and just be out in nature. I haven't been at the beach like well over a year, so it was really nice change of pace. But yeah, so we were at the beach down in Dundrum, kind of where, I don't know, there's an actual name, but I haven't gotten the name. But there was a train tracks beside it, so sometimes the train would just go, and you just hear it and see it, it's very loud. But it wasn't like a full, like, sandy beach, it was more of a rocky beach, and there's a path, a wall, and then there's kind of a slanty rock side, and then it goes into the ocean, and then there's little small tiny beaches that kind of dot the place, or like little rocky piers that you can walk down and get into the ocean. Me and my brother decided to go from one rocky pier down to one of the smaller beaches, so we had to have a walk downward, and I thought, hey, I have my backpack, I'm in my swim gear, I'll just walk in the water instead of walking sideways on this side rock cliff face. And I also don't have my shoes, they're all in my bag, and my feet were wet and I didn't want to put them in the runner, so it's just like, I'll just walk from this pier along the side of the water to the beach, and it'll be fine because it doesn't look that deep and I'll be able to keep my bag dry. That went as well as you can imagine. Pretty much about halfway through my walk I kind of realized, ooh, it's getting kind of deep, ooh, my bag's going to get wet, and also I can't go from here to the rock cliff face because it's covered in seaweed. It is very, very slippery. Also, I don't want to touch seaweed with my bare feet because it's, I don't know, it's icky, and I don't want to do it. I would have done it, but mostly because it was slippery. So it's kind of like hanging there for a little bit, trying to think of, what should I do? I should probably just go back and just climb up the cliff face at a more drier point. But like, at one point there was this lady and she was up on the main path looking over the wall, looking down at me, and she was like, are you alright? And I was like, yeah. I was like, are you sure? I don't know, maybe the face on me, maybe I looked a bit panicked or not. I wasn't panicking, I don't think. I was just kind of really contemplating what I was going to do, because really the only problem was because I had the backpack on my back and my phone was in there, I didn't want to risk getting the bag wet. Even though I'm pretty certain that bag is waterproof, probably. Anyway, I just didn't want my bag to get wet, so that was the problem. Me being in the water and not wanting to touch seaweed wasn't really a problem. But God bless this lady, she seemed very concerned for my safety, but I told her, no, I'm fine, I'm just being a little silly, I'm just kind of figuring out what I'm doing, but I'm okay, I promise. Long story short, nothing major happened. I just walked back a bit and walked on the rocks, and just walked on the rocks, dried my feet a bit, put my shoes on, walked on the rocks, and then it was fine. It was not a thing. It was literally only a thing because I made it a thing. But yeah, I probably had, look, the thing is, right, I love going to the beach and I love having a swim in the water. But the thing is, and I don't know if anyone else is like this, I'm actually terrified of water. I'm not terrified of water, I'm just, whenever I'm in the water, and I like swimming, but my brain is constantly going back to the fact that, hey, anything is swimming in this water with you. Like, I do have a fear of really, really deep water. And, like, the thought of being stranded in the middle of the ocean seems like such a terrifying thing to me. Like, it scares me so much. So when I'm in the water and I'm getting to a part where I'm swimming and there's a bit of space underneath me, I just can't help but think, oh, hey, things are in the water with you, and they could be underneath you, and they could be looking at your feeties, and they're going to eat your toes. And it's not like, oh, scary sharks, like, oh, jellyfish or something. It's literally anything could be in the water with me, and that scares me. I think it's a part of, like, being scared of the unknown, feeling vulnerable, because I'm in an environment where I'm completely outmatched if anything shows up. Because I'm not a super strong swimmer generally. I can swim, but I wouldn't be winning any Olympic medals, and I'd probably look like a hathered duck swaying about the way I do. I do a lot of dog paddling, so I'm not exactly graceful, but I do have this fear of the ocean. I mix up the ocean and the unknown and vulnerability. It's a mix of a few things, and yet, if someone says, "Hey, Anthea, let's go to the beach and we'll toss you into the sea," I'm like, hell yeah, let's do it. And I don't know why. I don't know what this connection is between me wanting to be in the ocean, but also scary ocean deep. I'm like, I don't know. So I think maybe when this woman saw me just standing there with the water, literally the water was just at my waist, but maybe there was panic in my face and I didn't really know. She was very concerned for my safety, but I was fine because literally right beside me was dry land, so there was literally nothing wrong. Anyway, I don't know. What else did I do this week? I'm coming up, we're at like about last 10 minutes, and I am rushing because I have to go back downstairs and look after that dinner, yo. Laundry. We have a bunch of really thick duvets, and they've never been washed. So today I gathered this week I gathered a whole bunch of duvets and got them washed. Now, before you start judging me, the sheets, the blankets, the sheets, the covers, the duvet covers, they always get regularly cleaned, obviously. They always get regularly cleaned. Now the blankets are, I don't know if you're listening from outside of Ireland or in a warm country, a duvet is just a really big, thick blanket. And though there are ones at least are too big for a washing machine and they're too big for the dryer, and we can't wash them ourselves basically. So they kind of just don't get washed. They're clean because they're always covered in the duvet cover, and the duvet covers always get washed, but the blankets themselves don't really get washed. But I got my blanket from my bed, a blanket from the office bed, my brother had a few blankets, so when we went down to the laundry and we got them washed. And I don't even know why I decided to make this a talking point in this podcast, because that's not interesting whatsoever. Like, at all. People get things washed all the time, so why the hell am I adding it in? I don't know. It's just something that happened, so I decided I'm going to tell you about it. And I've never actually been to a laundromat before. Would you really call it a laundromat? I don't know. It was a guy, he owned a shop and he cleaned and dried clothes. And we took a bunch of stuff down to him and he cleaned it, and it was fine. Sorry, I'm really, like, this week I've just been doing my usual drawing thing and comic thing and Twitch thing, so, you know, haven't really left the house, and the main thing that really happened to me this week was going to the beach, so I've already talked about that point, so it's just like, what else did I do this week? I don't know. My flag came. Yes, I finally got my buy flag. It finally came in the post. I had emailed them last week. I think it was last Friday. So not last Friday, but the Friday before that. I had emailed them because the flag was like a couple of weeks late, and I was like, so hi, just want to know what's happening. Has it been sent out? What's the story? And they were very good. They replied to me straight away, and they were like, sorry, you haven't got your flag. We're going to go do an investigation, and we're going to send you out another flag. So if you end up getting 2 flags, please send the other one back to us. And I was like, okay, cool, that's grand. Do you want to wait and get the investigation done when on post before you send me an extra flag? And they were like, no, we want you to have your flag, so we'll send this to you, and hopefully you get that, and then you'll get the other flag that was supposed to come to you, and you can just send it back to us. And so, literally, I think it was the Monday following, I had gotten my flag, and I don't know if it was the original flag or the flag that they sent out, but I got my flag, and then literally the next day, the extra flag came as well, so I posted that back to the company, and I have my flag. I haven't put it up yet, because I'm lazy as sin, and my room is trashed. This office is an absolute mess, especially my drawing desk right now. The desk that I use to film my next YouTube video is just, I'm looking at it right now, it's just covered in stuff. Like every square inch of it is just absolutely covered, and I haven't cleaned it yet. It's a bit of a daunting task because this overall office is actually a mess. Like my floor is covered in paper bits, and the bag that has the blanket that's been cleaned is just there, and the bed is covered in stuff, and it's just an actual tragedy, and I really should clean it, because whenever I do a Twitch stream, people can just see a section of the office that is just an absolute mess, and they all probably think I'm the trash man. I'll clean it. I'll probably, well, I don't know. I try not to make promises, but I cleaned my bedroom. My bedroom was just as bad the other day. Like, I literally had a pile up of clothes that were just not being folded and put away. They were just piling up and up and up and up. So I folded them and put them all away yesterday, gave the room a clean, changed my sheets and everything, put the new clean blanket on, because we got the sheets back yesterday. And now the bedroom's clean. Now I just really have to clean the office, because this office is an actual travesty, and it really does need to be cleaned. And I still haven't like figured out the cutter, the sticker, the fancy cutter that I bought at Christmas. It's set up and I can use it, but I don't know how to use it well, and I still haven't figured that out. And I was supposed to ring my friend during the week and asking, hey, how do I do thing? But I keep forgetting, because my friend, he's a busy man, and I don't want to be annoying him. Which brings me to another point. I got samples for my new notepads that I'm going to be putting up in the shop, and they look so good. My friend is making them for me through like his company, so his company is making for them, but my friend is physically making them, and he did such a fantastic job, and he looks so good, and I cannot wait for when I can mass produce a bunch of them and put them up on the shop. But I have to do a few edits on one of, it's two notebook designs, both dustbunny themed, but one's kind of a green, flowery, leafy forest scene, and the other one is just cute dust bunnies, very pinks and blue colors. It looks really sweet and cute. But I had to do a few edits on the cute one, because there's like a few little spots where I hadn't noticed before that I'd missed some colors and stuff, so I had to like go back and fix that. And then I just modified the design a little bit, and I've decided that I actually want to have my logo on the very, very, very back of the notepad, so that's all gonna happen. And hopefully at some point I'll have a mass produce these notepads, and they'll look cool, and they're going up on the shop. Hopefully this month, like before the end of this month, I will have those up on the shop, and it's gonna be cool, and I'm very excited. And I'm also working on notebooks as well. I've been designing a few covers. If you follow me online, you've probably seen the designs for some of them already. I think they look really cool, and I think they'll be a neat addition as well. I can't wait. Still waiting for the chains for the charms, because I have the charms, and the rings for the charms came, and so the charms will have the rings on them, but still no actual chains. And I keep looking on the app being like, where are they? They aren't even in the country, and they're still not here yet, and frankly they're probably not going to be here for a while. I'm probably not seeing them till like May or late May, so that's what happens when you buy a bulk of chains for like a cent off AliExpress. You just gotta wait for them to get here. You just gotta be patient. If you only spend a cent on them, that's just what happens. Okay, so we have a minute and a half left, which is fine. That's great. So I'm gonna start signing off, and then I have to go downstairs, and I'm gonna have to cook that dinner. I'm gonna roast a chicken and roast some pork loin and boil some, well, not boiling, steaming some potatoes. Gonna cut up some veggies, get those all ready, so when my mother, God bless her, can rest in bed and just chill out for the day, because she usually does the Sunday dinner. So what I'm going to say is, if you have anything you want to talk about in the comment section, please go right ahead. I'd love to hear from you. Has your week been good? Has your week been bad? Hey, go ahead, let it all out down in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. I am going to love yous. I'm going to leave yous. I'm going to say goodbye. So, bye.